The Rocket Review is sponsored by Why Not Saloon.
We're so thrilled to have back on the show an incredible singer, songwriter, guitarist. He does it all. His name is Rob Robinson, but you know him as HeavyDrunk.
HeavyDrunk!
Rob, it's great to have you back in. It seems like just yesterday, man. You know, and you and I have been friends a long time.
I know, we have been. It's been a while, but time flies. You know, it's 13 years out there in Leipers Fork, and that's been 3 years ago almost now that I sold the store. So
I know, and it's like, and that's where you and I would hang out all the time. And and doing the music, and obviously with your incredible guitar. But I got to talk about this. You got some new music out now.
We do.
Watermelon Girl.
That's right.
Is out, and so essentially, you bumped into. You got to tell this story about Watermelon Slim and him working with you on, and then we got to talk about the story of Watermelon Girl, the song.
Absolutely. So I like to go down to Clarksdale, Mississippi, and if y'all hadn't been down there, you need to go. That's where the blues started. And I'm from Mississippi, and so we go down there. I take my wife down there, and we see this guy performing in the alley. He was the skinniest one, Watermelon Slim. And I just thought he was fantastic, and started to discover his music, and then went back, and he was doing dishes at a place called the Bluesberry, which is a funky Italian joint, great Italian food there in Clarksdale. And talked him into coming and playing with us. So he's going to be touring with us. We're going to Europe. He's going to come up and play Pilgrimage with us on the 28th, and we're going to Europe together. So it's going to be fun. How
incredible. Well, and also you got to tell about this backstory about the song with an incredible songwriter here, as well as you are, Tony Joe White.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Joe White, we had started this song. Tony used to come in the restaurant, so I used to own a place called Pucketts at Leipers Fork. And if you haven't been to Leipers Fork, that's another place you got to go. So I smoked about 700,000 pounds of meat. My wife cooked about 10,000 pies over 13 years. And Tony Joe used to come in all the time. He's the reason I put cinnamon sticks in my crawfish boil. But his sweet man wrote, Rainy Night in Georgia, Polk Salad Annie. I mean, he wrote all these great tunes.
A lot of hits.
We got together one night and started a tune, and it was called Watermelon Girl. Well, Tony split for heaven before we had a chance to finish it. And so when I started working with Watermelon Slim on this, I was like, well, you got to do Watermelon Girl. Obviously. So I went back and finished the song, and it's the first single out on the new record, Bluesland Theme Park. It's called Watermelon Girl.
And I'll tell you what, and the great thing is too, Rob, to where you're going to have a song releasing every month, new singles coming out until the whole album comes out in 2025. But also, I think that, we're going to call this what it is, Pilgrimage, Arts and Music Festival, essentially the kickoff before you do this international tour.
That's right. It's a kickoff. We start at Pilgrimage on the 28th Saturday out at the AMT tent. And Monday we fly out. We go to England, and we'll be in the UK and Scotland and Spain for the rest of the month of October. And we're just really looking forward to that. It's going to be a blast.
Just amazing. And also, we're going to talk about this. You're going to be doing this album on vinyl, too.
Yes.
And will this be your 13th?
This is my 12th. It's Slim's 14th, so 26th record between us. Slim has been nominated for 21 Blues Awards over the year. He's 75.
And you've gotten some awards also now.
Yeah, I mean,
HeavyDrunk.
Most of my awards were barbecue awards, man. That's most
and those
of
are deserved also. But it's like I was telling you, it's like when I came out and saw HeavyDrunk play at the Franklin Theater a few years back, sold out show. And the music was just incredible. And everybody I recommended, it's like going, what are you listening to right now? It's like, I'm listening to HeavyDrunk's new music.
Well, we did, I think, 10 pieces that night, or 11 pieces. We're going to do the same thing at the AMT tent at Pilgrimage. We'll do 10 pieces, so we'll have a 3-piece horn section. We'll have background vocalists like Etta Britt and Tabitha Fair, the Ace Horns,
Cream of the crop.
And so a great band, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And we're going to have Watermelon Slim come and share some blues, and it'll be a great day in the tent.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of a great day, you got to tell how you came up with the name HeavyDrunk, because I still have my t-shirt at the house with your face on it. And it's like, how did you come up with this great name for the band?
Well, HeavyDrunk was, actually, it was Gatemouth Brown that called another bluesman who was drunk at the bar and wanting to play. He called him a heavy drunk. And so that stuck in my head. And when I started about 4 albums ago, I was like, well, let's call this HeavyDrunk. And so for better or worse, the name has stuck. And sometimes more than others, we are HeavyDrunk.
I just think it's such a great name, you know, and especially with the logo, with your face. I got to bring this up too. Not only do you have an incredible guitar, but also
cool?
Your clothing. It seems like it is specially designed clothing.
So it was done by Textile Revival, who will also be at Pilgrimage this September 28th. Cindy Sarver with Textile Revival every year has a tent out there. And this was probably from the 40s, and she redid it and put all these things on it for me, and she does amazing work. You should check her out, Cindy Sarver with Textile Revival.
Well, you know, I think what's so cool also, Rob, to where it's like at Pilgrimage, to where it's not only the incredible, you know, music and the food and the just whole camaraderie thing, but you do have artisans there.
Yes.
You know, different kinds, and I think that's what the cool experience is, and that you and I gravitate towards.
It's the whole deal. I mean, I've been to every one. You know, we've gone since the very first year and have not missed one. And it's been on my bucket list to play. So for HeavyDrunk to be playing the AMT tent is a bucket list thing I'm going to be checking off.
And then you get to go check the other musicians out too.
Oh, absolutely. It's so great. There's so much great music. And yeah, there's so many artisans that make different things. That Bebo, I love Bebo. He's always out there. And there's always somebody great making something cool. Y'all come check it out.
Well, and I got to bring this up too. I mean, you've been here since 1990, which is hard to believe because I still always think of you, you know, coming out of Mississippi and having the ties to Louisiana and everything. But you're essentially a local now.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Especially in Leipers Fork, because I mean, you know, you were in Leipers Fork before it exploded and everybody moved there. You were like the cool guy early on.
Well, Leipers Fork has really become an international tourist destination. All these famous artists are moving out there. I won't mention any names, but there's plenty that live out there. It's, you know, it is another place where you can get so many handmade goods that are made by artisans from all over the Southeast, all over Tennessee. So it's a great place to go and just hang out for the day. I was telling Maggie, we were talking earlier, and I was saying you need to go to Leipers Fork and just spend the day. Go to Fox and Lock, go to the Country Boy, go walk around, see some of these shops, and it makes for a great day. Once you get there, just like you, you're hooked. You got to go back, especially if you're riding a motorcycle.
It's my usual ride, because there's also motorcycle parking.
Oh yeah, there's motorcycle parking. It's a great ride out there. It's the country hills of Tennessee, easy to get lost and just enjoy the weather, whatever's going on. That's how we both ended up out there, is just lost. And we found our way to Leipers Fork.
Just wandering around.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and speaking of wandering around, I think it's such a great thing that you've brought attention to Watermelon Slim also, because as we were talking earlier before we came in studio, you kind of discovered him, you know, in a back alley playing, and he was washing dishes and wasn't out touring, wasn't playing, but he's been recognized by a number of magazines, as we talked about the awards.
Yeah, Slim is great. I mean, 21-time Blues Award nominee. He's got to be doing something right. And you see him play, it's very real. And like I said, he's 75 years old now. And I think, you know, there's some artists that, especially in the blues area, that kind of, when COVID came through, got left behind. And so Slim has not really gotten back out since COVID. And we're happy to be dragging him out of the dish pit in the Bluesberry and going and playing some blues.
It's so amazing with an international tour, and also there's incredible swag too, because I really, you know, going on your website and checking out, you know, Watermelon Slim stuff too, the logo that you guys came up with you and Watermelon Slim, it reminds me of like the old Robert Johnson stuff. Yeah,
it's that old Southern, you know, art, and it's beautiful stuff. It's really going to be a great T-shirt.
Incredible, and other merch too, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. We'll have, we had some local artisans do the artwork for the album. So we're doing vinyl, like you said, and it's beautiful artwork that's going to be on the record, and it's really nice.
Well, I've got to ask you this obvious question then. Once again, you know, you've got this album in the can, you've got a song coming out per month, because Watermelon Girl is already everywhere. It's been released, great song. I listened to it myself. What's the plan on your upcoming music? Because you always got another project going.
You know, I think that when we're in Spain, we're going to record a live record. That's the plan. We've got a couple of days where we were trying to find where exactly to do it, but we have a couple of days. So I was thinking, once the band's been playing for about 3 weeks and really hot, it would be fun to go and do a live record. So we're talking about doing a Heavy Drunk and Watermelon Slim live record in Spain.
That will be amazing.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to follow it. So I want to make sure for our viewers, with your social media, with your website, everything else, and obviously to get tickets to come see you at Pilgrimage, where do the viewers need to go?
Yeah, so you can go to the Pilgrimage website, which is selling tickets. There's still tickets available, right, Maggie? There's still tickets available. And like I said, I've gone every year for 10 years. It's a great event, very well managed, and a lot of fun, great music. And then Heavy Drunk and Watermelon Slim, you can find us at heavydrunkmusic.com, heavydrunk.com. And there's, we're all over Spotify and all those different Apple Music and things like that. So come find us and come see us September 28th at Pilgrimage.
And if you're watching internationally, be sure and check out Heavy Drunk also and Watermelon Slim, as they're going to be traveling all over, including Spain, as we mentioned. Take a look at the merch, but be sure and add Watermelon Girl, the single, to your playlist.
Absolutely.
More singles coming out every month, and then vinyl, which you're going to want. Rob, thanks for coming on.
Pleasure, Eric. Always good to see you.
Love everything that Heavy Drunk is doing, especially pulling in Watermelon Slim.
Right on.
The Rocket Review is sponsored by Why Not Saloon.